I don't think it'll be much of a challenge for me. This is a video of eating processed food, not eating all the expensive things that you can find at Sainsbury's. Even not having had like fruit for breakfast is already a bit unsettling. Pray for the student meal. Hi warriors, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to eat a full day of only processed foods. I asked you all what you thought processed food meant. Mainly it was things that had added preservatives, sugars, salts, all sorts of stuff. Basically that it had been processed in some way so that it was no longer recognizable in its original form, so no frozen fruit or veg that wasn't technically considered processed by you all, but literally just things that were generally a little bit junky. So yeah, that's the way I'm going to interpret processed food for this challenge, and that's what I'm going to be eating today. And this is something I really struggled with in my recovery. Personally now, I don't really have a problem with eating processed food, although I do think that fruits and veggies are just tasty. They can add a lot of flavour to a meal, so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to be doing that today. Probably just lots of salt and spices and things like that. But yeah, for processed food I'm going for fairly convenience things, because that tends to be why I go for processed foods once in a while. But yeah, I hope you like this video. If you're joining me, let me know, or send me a message on Instagram if you like this video. Also let me know, and give it a thumbs up, subscribe, because why not? Anyway, today for breakfast you all decided that I would not get a cooked English breakfast, which is a shame because I got all the ingredients for it, so I'll probably be eating that sometime later this week. But I will be having sugary cereals. So I'm opting for ones that I already have in my cupboard. I got these for my birthday. They're a type of bran flakes, but I think they're gluten-free. Unlike bran flakes, they are not fortified, and they have quite a substantial amount of sugar. I actually opened them last week, so I threw away the packaging, but this is what they look like, and they're actually quite tasty. However, when I have something like this, I tend to have it as a snack, so I'm not quite sure how much to pour or what's gonna fill me up, especially if I can't add any fresh fruit to it. So yeah, to keep me fuller for a bit longer, I added some nuts and seeds, and then realised that nuts aren't technically that much different from their original form. So I also added some nut butter, which does look quite a bit different than what a peanut looks like. So this is my breakfast, and you know, not bad. It's not quite a cooked breakfast, but it'll do. I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little bit sickly after that. I don't know if it's because the cereals were quite sugary or because I literally dumped the entire content of cocoa powder on there. But yeah, it's not my typical breakfast. I usually add some more nuts and seeds and definitely some kind of fruit. I don't know how long it's going to keep me full. I did put a lot of peanut butter in, so hopefully that keeps me satiated for a while. I've got a lot of work to do, so I'm going to get started with that. And I'll see you when I have my next meal or snack or whatever. So why am I following this challenge and not just any old challenge? For one, there's one thing I struggle with, and that's just spending money unnecessarily. And I think this challenge is a bit challenging for that reason, because I think processed foods tend to be sort of more convenience foods, a bit more expensive in my mind. If I just go out and buy basic ingredients, fruit, vegetables, beans, rather than processed meat replacements or pre-made meals, it's just a bit cheaper, so I tend to go for that. And I quite like cooking, so I tend to go for that. So this is actually a challenge that is actually somewhat challenging to me. Also, I quite enjoy my fruit and veg, so even, like, as I said, I don't think it'll be much of a challenge for me. Even not having had like fruit for breakfast is already a bit unsettling. So yeah, I just want to try out this challenge, see where it takes me. And realistically, even if I were to follow the same kind of meal plan or diet for a longer amount of time, it's fine. Like, it's not gonna influence my mind or my body significantly. In fact, it might be more easy to digest than some more fibrous, less processed foods. So especially in recovery, something like more processed meat replacements as opposed to lots of beans, or more processed pastas as opposed to brown rice or things like that, it can be really helpful because it's just digested more easily, and it's gonna help alleviate bloating and some other digestive problems. So yeah, that's why I'm making this video. As I said before, I hope you take something out of it. I'm having such a sugar crash. It's only 10 o'clock and I won't have to leave the house for another hour or so, so I'll probably have to get another snack just to keep that sugar peak up. But yeah, I think I might have to have something a bit more fatty, proteiny, more satiating, less sugar spiky. But I asked you all on Instagram what I should have as a snack. So brownies or a Greek sausage roll, the former being quite sugar spiky, the latter being less so. And let's just have a quick look at the results. This was my post, and so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 votes for brownies, and 1, 2, 3 votes for sausage rolls. So I guess the decision has been made, and I'll just be having brownies all morning to try to keep my energy levels up. I'm off to a careers appointment in town because I'm going to get my CV looked at because I'm applying for a job. Then I'll be back for lunch. See you guys then. So I just got back from my appointment and it is currently 12:30. I am ravenous, so I'm actually really pleased to have a ready meal. For this meal I have some kind of baguette. I don't even know what's in it. Looks like some kind of pesto, avocado. My sister actually picked this up for me, and it's from an app called Olio, where people can list their unwanted food or non-food items that they wish to share with other people to prevent waste. So if you don't know the app, this is absolutely not sponsored, but do check it out because I think it's a really good way to list the things that you're not going to use up, or to get things from other people that they're not going to use up. So hence this Pret sandwich. It's probably past its best by date by now, but
It looks decent. Let's try it out. It's convenient. Yeah. The only thing I'm not pleased about is, and this is sort of a problem more generally with pre-packaged processed foods, plastic. A lot of plastic. But yeah, let's do this. And when I asked you guys what processed food was, lots of people said pre-made meals, pre-made microwavable meals, sandwiches, things like that. And I know that for me that was definitely a problem. I wouldn't mind eating bread if I was in charge of my toppings, how much there was in it, how much bread I had even. But things like baguettes, or especially baguettes with fillings, high fat fillings already in them, that was definitely a no-go. Ooh, I think that's like a olive pesto of sorts. Yeah, okay, that looks pretty grim. But anyway, I'm quite happy to devour this. That is so still. On my way back, I actually also stopped at Sainsbury's to see what they had, because for tonight I had pizza planned, and I was really excited about it because they had these amazing spicy cauliflower pizzas at Aldi. And then when I stopped at Aldi, they're no longer doing it, so I think it was just a veganuary thing. And I was just so disappointed. So I went to check out Sainsbury's, and everything is just more expensive. And then the cheapest pizzas they had, they didn't look half bad, but they were gluten-free, and I've heard not so nice stories about gluten-free pizzas, so I'm gonna make something else tonight, but you'll find out. They also had a few other things that were quite interesting. So I did get some burgers, some meaty burgers. They also had a really nice looking pie, Kevin. I've actually had it before, but then again, there's a problem in my head with like, oh, that's so expensive. If I make something from scratch, it's gonna be so much cheaper. And yeah, I said I might challenge that in this video a little bit. But so far I have failed a little bit at that. But anyway, this is a video of eating processed food, not eating all the expensive things that you can find at Sainsbury's. So I think it's justified. So it's got the tapenade or pesto or whatever. And it's also got avocado. That's quite good because it helps with the dryness. So I just finished lunch and I went back upstairs because it was cold and I needed my sweater. It's only 13 degrees in the house right now, which isn't ideal. But yeah, I just wanted to give you all a quick update. So I've had my cereals, I've had brownies, and I've had that baguette so far. And I literally just finished lunch, but I'm still sort of hungry. But I also don't want to eat because there's nothing I particularly crave. Got a mandarin lying around in my room. That looks appetizing. Peanut butter banana sandwich. That sounds appetizing. But any more bread or what, like the stuff that I've been eating so far hasn't really been super satisfying for me. And that's quite funny because during my recovery itself, these were probably things I would have craved. Like I craved fairly sugary things for a little while, and that's perfectly fine. Like in recovery, that's quite normal because your body's telling you that you need to go for those calorie dense, carbohydrate rich foods because it needs that to carry out its repairs, to gain weight, and to be healthy. But if you keep listening to these cravings, they will change, and they have for me. So yeah, I'll probably do a bit of work now, but I am still a little bit hungry. So I'll probably raid my cupboards in a sec. yeah, the whole point of convenience today has sort of gone out the window, because I've been to different shops to try to find things that are processed but also look appetizing, and I'm trying to focus on my work, but then I get peckish again, and it takes me ages to like decide what I want to eat, because I want it to be something that I'll at least somewhat enjoy, but that also fits the challenge. So I'll stick with the challenge for sure, because I think it's important to show that eating processed food for a day is really not that bad. It's not gonna have a negative impact on you or on your body. You're not suddenly gonna gain loads of weight or whatnot. And it's important to do challenges like this if you are in your recovery, just to challenge those thoughts and to show yourself that really those things don't happen. But yeah, I'm glad some of you are joining me in this challenge for that exact reason, and I'll also be very glad when the challenge is over. I have just submitted my first job application. Right, it is 2:30. I am ravenous and I've decided it's time for a snack. And I was thinking, I need peanut butter in my life. I've definitely not had my dose of peanut butter yet. I wasn't really craving bread after lunch, so I decided to go for yogurt, a flavored yogurt, coconut yogurt, so processed plus processed. I actually really like this coconut yogurt, is so good. And yeah, I didn't have any granola and I couldn't add any fruit, which is a bit of a pain. So I've added in a massive blob of blueberry jam and then 2 big tablespoons of peanut butter that I'm gonna swirl in, and that's what I'm gonna eat. So this is what it looks like. Looks pretty grim, but I think it'll taste pretty decent. My brain's starting to be fried. It's now 5:30 and I think I'll do a bit more work, but yeah, maybe do a little bit of video editing as well, and then start mixing dinner, which shouldn't take very long, should it? I was gonna do some editing, but I'm actually quite hungry, so it's just about 6 o'clock. I think I'm gonna get cooking. Welcome to Cooking with Hannah. I will be making pasta. I will be frying up these weird little veggie meat things that I found in my freezer. Can't remember what they are. And adding a jar of tomato sauce. I've also got some veggie mince that I'll be putting in, and I've got some hummus, which I think I might add to give it a bit of a creamy taste. And yeah, I'm still toying with the idea of adding some red wine because it adds so much depth of flavor. This meal is going to be ready in as much time as it takes for the pasta to cook. I'm just going to throw everything together in just one pot. So yeah, pray for the student meal. Easy. Hi.
Is this the vlog?
Yeah. Cheers. This is spicy, yet creamy at the same time. And really easy. And I actually really like it. So I think I'm gonna do it again. I'm glad I didn't go for pizza. I used to find pasta quite scary, but I really like it now. I'm having it for the 5th day in a row, so that's not uncommon either. So yeah, pasta's life. I think because my dad does triathlon, we ate it quite a lot because it's a good source of like carbohydrates and fuel for his training. And that was a great way for me to overcome my fears because I was exposed to them pretty much every day. And it was terrifying, but it's helped me appreciate pasta. Video camera just died, but I just went back for a tiny scoop of seconds to finish off my pasta, and I'm ready to devour. Current setup. Lean my phone against the camera. So at dinner time I had 2 plates of that pasta, but my camera battery died, and then I tried to record my second plate with my phone. I couldn't like place it. When I finally placed it, it said my memory was full. But yeah, I was quite stuffed after that because that actually did have a lot of protein and it was quite filling. It was so satisfying, honestly, so good. I'm now going to devour 2 more brownies while I'm going to do a bit of editing. It's almost 8 o'clock and yeah, I am just about done with university work for today, and hopefully I'll have an early night because I'm really tired. Anyway, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I really hope you tried this challenge with me, and if you did, that you enjoyed it, that you managed to really challenge those fears and overcome them. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye!